Okay. Whew. It's going to be cool today, get hot tomorrow. Next week we're going to be in the 90s, supposedly. The heat is coming. Just some observations. I hear a lot of people online, on the radio, pundits, talking heads, this and that. People that are wanting to prolong the lockdown wherever you are. I'm only speaking of here as far as I'm in Fresno County. I don't know what's going on where you are. There could be many dead. So act accordingly. I did a video a couple back where I stated we have 1 million people here and 5 deaths. And they said the coming week was going to be our big spike. And even I was kind of, let's see what happens here. And the week came, it went, we now have 9 deaths out of 1 million. It went up 4 people, which is sad. Those people died, they're gone. But that was our spike. Now, pretty much the attitude here, from what I can see, is people are done with this. Because here, there's no reason. Some will say, well, maybe it's reduced because there's been a lockdown. Maybe so. I'll give you that. I'm not going to argue that. But people are pretty much fed up with it. Because, as I said, like in the previous video, there's not a lot of death going on. Of course, there's still a lot of death, shootings, and all this stuff, but there's no death according to this COVID-19 that's warranting everyone having to stay home and loss of income. That's the attitude, and I agree with it. But there's specifically, I heard a guy on the radio yesterday. I've heard a lot of this, and these people are emotionally. I'll do another video on that. They're emotionally invested in this COVID-19 virus thing, and so they're saying, no, we can't. You can't rush back to work. We still have to maintain this lockdown. Which I did in the previous video. There's no lockdown here. There's some people staying at home, but pretty much everyone's out. There's no. It's not even remotely a quarantine. Just a lot of businesses have closed and people have been sent home, and now they have nothing to do. But there are people that say, no, we have to stay the course. This could go on for a couple more months. We can't, release people too soon. And they're really hitting this idea that do it for your community, be responsible for your community, don't be selfish, do this for the people around you, so on and so forth. They're shaming you to say, no, you need to stay home. I continually see that these people, I do not know them personally, I can't tell you what their income is or whatever the case is, but just like this guy that I heard speaking yesterday, he mentioned that he's a member of such and such country club in Southern California. I know this country club. You can't be a member there without big figure income. Okay, this is just one club he was at. And he's one of those, no, you need to be responsible, you need to think of your community, and don't be selfish and stay home. And I'm pretty sure, because this guy was a writer, he doesn't get paid every week or anything like that. He has income, he's sitting on money, he can park himself for months on end, I assume, and need no income. And his life will probably change very little other than the inconvenience of it. But he's willing to accept that burden. A friend of mine, who I think I mentioned in one of the previous videos, works at a rental car agency. They cut him loose early. Been out of work for over a month. He has received no stimulus check. Guy is paid by the hour, is a wage earner. Young guy, is in his 20s, doesn't have some big savings anywhere, but gets by. He's received no stimulus. They're having a problem processing his unemployment check. He's yet to receive anything from unemployment since, I guess, tens of millions have suddenly, in a short amount of time, have applied for unemployment. They're bogged down. So he's screwed. He's got nothing from nowhere he's going to have to go back to his family to feed him. That's what's going to happen. He eats with me a couple nights a week. But the point I'm making is here's a guy who's, people imagine there's a system, like this guy who says, oh, you need to stay home longer. He believes there is a system that's going to catch people like my friend that'll help them get by. The stimulus check and the unemployment. Guy's been without income for a month and a half and has received nothing from no one. Okay. Meanwhile, he knows my family member that just received a check for $3,900 that didn't deserve it. No loss of income, no loss of job. Just got to go home and still was continued to be being paid while he was at home, and yet received a check for $3,900. This guy who's got no money, who's going to starve, he knows of this. Okay, you see, might be a little something there. Might be a little, this doesn't seem just. But these people that are telling you, oh yeah, you need to stay home longer, at least for our community here. I said, if they're dying at your feet where you are, then you have to act accordingly. But we have 9 dead for 1 million people, and they've wrecked the economy. Okay, but they assume that someone like my friend in the rental car business is somehow being taken care of, and he should sacrifice for the community because he shouldn't have to worry. It's not like he's going to starve to death, which he's not, because I'll feed him. But it's one of those these people in these mouth positions are all being taken care of. They all have incomes, they all have salaries, or they have a chunk of money. They can withstand this. But I've yet to see any of these people come out for these other individuals that are getting nothing. This guy's not going to be able to pay his rent. I know that because my mother is his landlord. Okay, now there's a moratorium. You can't go evicting people because of this for like 90 days or whatever. But think of the landlords that have to make a mortgage payment on a rental that they have. And they're saying, well, some of the mortgage companies are going to give them 30 days. Okay, but yet the landlord is forced to do 90. Beautiful system. So you have all this chaos, you have all this financial disaster, economic SHTF going on, and you have people that aren't feeling it because they have money, telling people like my friend who is broke, you need to sacrifice a little longer. You need to be responsible and not so selfish and think of your community. I find that just wildly entertaining and retarded. 9 people dead in 1 million. Not trying to diminish their lives or their death. 9 in 1 million. I'm pretty sure it's been a month and a half here that's been going on. And in that time, I'll pretty much guarantee you we've had 20 people shot dead. There's at least been 10. Not to count the fentanyl overdoses, and all the other things. Not trying to diminish any of those people as far as their deaths, but we did nothing for that. But you have a lot of people that are not financially affected by this, telling other people who are financially affected by this and shaming them that they need to stay home for their community. That's a load of crap. Love you. God bless.